happy about it.
No.
There we go. Why did they decide to do that in such crucial times here? All right. So we are back on.
There we go.
There we go. And I apologize for that. So
It happens.
It does happen. And I'm not going to let any of this go unturned because, and if we need to go over our time, we're going to go over our time so the point gets hit through.
Okay.
So I don't know what everyone missed, but we were talking about the fact that this may be not your child that this happens to, and that sometimes they don't have a choice. And when they don't have a choice, this can eat them alive. And we are not here to judge that situation, but to help if there's a way that we can. So if you want to continue to talk about that, Lori, please do.
Yeah, I think it's just that, like we take our free will for granted. We really do, especially in America. And we believe that everybody has the choice, right, to improve their lives, to get an education, to be safe, to thrive in life, to reach their potential. And while I wish that was true, that is not true. And especially in the case of our world's most vulnerable children and populations. They're being exploited, they're being threatened, they're being manipulated, knowing that they would do anything to be loved or to be fed or to be to be provided shelter. And
Right.
Children, teenagers, foster kids, again, just vulnerable children are being put into situations where they're being promised things. They're being
Right.
groomed online even, and not even the most vulnerable children, just insecure young girls, right, who just want attention. They've grown up now in a world where, hey, look at me, like my things, do this, do that. And so when you're talking about people who have needs that are not being met and then are being manipulated by people, that's where the danger is. And that's how it becomes a lifestyle, unfortunately. And I think we were just saying how the misconception is that they have the free will to leave, right? So they may have been trafficked at a young age. I know that there have been victims as young as 6. Typically, it starts between 11 and 13.
Right.
And then they grow up through that. They get into a lifestyle of prostitution. And while we think they have the choice to leave, their families are being threatened. Their livelihoods are being threatened. They've probably been being drugged, may even be addicted to drugs. It's not as easy as we think it is, right? We know poverty has a cycle, trafficking has a cycle, alcoholism has a cycle, right? Everything has a cycle. And so just keeping in mind and having gratitude for the fact that you and I do have free will. We do get to choose how we spend our time. Right. And so for me, it's like, well, if I get to choose to spend my time, there's really no other reason for me to be on this earth than to spend my time in service to others, right? And experience and joy and love and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I certainly want to be intentional with the time that I have.
Yeah, absolutely. As we all should be, but we can't, we can't control other people and we can't change people's minds and we can't do any of that. We just know that if there's something that you're passionate about and there's something that you believe in, that you can make a difference. You can do it. There's no doubt in my mind that we can't. And you chose this because children mean something to you. And you believe that we all deserve to have that dignity and to have that chance in life that we all deserve. And, it
doesn't have to be earned.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's happening everywhere in the world, not just over there or not just over there. It's happening in the United States.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It's become the second biggest organized crime in the world. It surpassed the trading of weapons.
Gosh,
and
it's
predicted to surpass the drug trade, to become the number one biggest crime in the world. And that's simply because, sadly, people can be trafficked and sold over and over again, and drugs are a one-time thing. So yeah, we got to do something about it.
We do have to do something about it, and I'm hoping that we're being broadcasted because I'm not seeing it on Facebook Live, and I'm a little bit nervous about this, but maybe I just don't have it. Do you see us? I see the old one. I see the first one.
Let's see. I'm looking. It says broadcasting on my screen.
It does say broadcasting on my screen too, which
Hmm.
I believe that hopefully it is, but let's see if it's broadcasting at another
I don't know. I don't see it on your page.
I don't see it on my page, and where would it be then? Ah, well, guess what? It's on Kathy Bacon now.
Oh.
Blue Jeans.
There you go.
So basically, well, you know what? That's all right. Because guess what? We're going to have part 1 and part 2, and I'll put them together so everybody can see this. This is really frustrating to me because it doesn't happen. And maybe it's our topic that, I don't know. Our topic is a topic.
It is.
But
It's a serious topic.
It's messing with me. Yeah, it's on. It is actually on Kathy Bacon live now. So on my Facebook page, so you will be able to see part of it, and I will transfer them both. I apologize,
Awesome.
Lori, but you're going to have double whammies here on your video, which is pretty exciting. I want to ask you about what advice would you give to others about making a difference in the world? We kind of talked about it, but hammer it out for us.
I think the first thing, the first piece of advice that I give to everyone is if you want to make a change in your life or in the world, doesn't matter if it's a personal change or an external change, you need to really start by taking a good inventory of your values. Because when I stop to think about, okay, I was an educator for a long time. I know I made an impact. I feel good about the work that I've done. Now what? Now what? I've got so much time ahead of me. I had to really get clear about what my values are and make an intention on living out those values as often as I can each and every day. And when I started doing that, and when you start doing that, you'll realize how your life becomes so much more rich because you become an example of what it is that you believe in. So for me, 5 of my core values, I can tell you off the top of my head, are service, adventure, creativity, love, and relationships. And I could add 5 more, justice being one of them, right? And so not only can I name them, I can give you examples of how I can have them in my life every day. And when I started identifying what my values are and intentionally living by them, it was much easier for me to address and approach the problem that I'm trying to solve. Right. And so that's where I would start, really, is figuring out, what do you care about the most? What are the values that you cannot live without in your life and that you need them to feel fulfilled? That's what success is to me. It's no longer achievements, accolades, what I earn. It's, am I living true to a core set of values, positive core set of values, so that at the end of the day, if I were to pass away, because we all will when I do, I can look back knowing that I lived with intentionality. Right. And that's the best that we can do. Right? We might not be able to save the world, but if we can influence just one life, then we've made an impact.
Exactly. And the thing about that too is that there are so many things we do in life, the people that we pass during the day, the door that we open, the kind word that we
smile that we give. Yep.
You never know the impact that has on another human being.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Until they might say it to you. And I mean, that's been said to me. I'm sure it's been said to you. And you think, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that happened to you. Or I'm so glad that made your day. I'm so glad that, something I said resonated with you. Or a post that I posted made you feel like it made me feel. We just don't know it until we actually see it. And we can hear it from somebody else. So, and again, in the Greater Good Institute, I'm sure that that's one of the very first things that you guys talk about, right?
Yes. It's interesting. About 3 years ago, when I started this journey of entrepreneurship, I was doing a webinar, and my best friend who lives in Pennsylvania, happened to be on the webinar. And I remember she said, what if you don't have a big vision? What if you don't have a big dream, right? She has a pretty happy life. She's got a happy family. She's a nurse.
Right.
And just her asking that gave me perspective going, because I'm a big dreamer, right? I'm like big vision, big thinker. I was like, well, you don't need to have a big vision, right? It can be a really small vision, because we know that goodness and greatness is a ripple effect. Right. So you don't have to want to change the world, although I hope you do, because the world needs changing.
Yeah, the world needs changing. Yeah.
But I do hope
that's a big thing to take on.
Yes.
If we can make a difference, right?
Yes.
We just make a small difference that adds to that whole, then the world changes. Yeah. It's just the way that the vibration works in the world. That's what we do. That's what happens. So tell me, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I believe each and every one of us has the power to save a life. We absolutely do. Your smile might have made someone's day who was thinking about committing suicide, right? You giving $5 might have fed a family for a week. You just don't know. So yeah, we all have that capacity.
Yeah. So believe when you decide to give that it is enough. It will always be enough, right?
Yes.
So tell us who you most admire. Now we're going to get back to you. And I apologize to any of you that were watching this, because what happened is we were on Kathy Bacon, What's Your Story page, and we got interrupted. And we just kept talking because we didn't realize it. And then all of a sudden I thought, well, wait a minute, we're not broadcasting. And I saw we're interrupted and it stopped. So then I turned it back on, and then it went over to my Kathy Bacon homepage. So basically what's going to happen is both of these videos will be on Kathy Bacon What's Your Story page, and you'll get to see both of them because you don't want to miss either one. I'm sorry to tell you. And there may be a way that I can connect them. I will look into that. But this interview with Lori has been so inspiring and so eye-opening about what's happening in our world that I don't want you to miss it. And it will be on YouTube. It will be on my website. And I want you all to connect with me because I believe that all of us have something to give. So just giving you that, if you're going to go, hey, where's the rest of that interview on Kathy Bacon's story? Well, it's happening on Kathy Bacon. So, just to keep you on your toes, just want to keep you on your toes. But before we go, we have a few more things that we want to talk to Lori about, if that's okay, Lori, if you have time.
Sure.
Who do you most admire and why?
Who do I most admire? Okay, well, two people. One, I know that he's no longer living, but I have always and forever admired Martin Luther King Jr. Really, I just his gift of speech is amazing to me. It's something that I aspire to. But the fact that he saw an injustice and he really did. I mean, that is one person who changed the world. Like, that's one person who, with the help of others, really did lead a movement. And that's something that I aspire to, leading a movement of people really using their influence for the good. So he's one person. And then another person who's actually alive, gosh, I'm thinking of three people. So there's a woman here in Denver. Her name is Dawn Engel. She runs an organization called Peace Jam and A Billion Acts of Peace. Yes. So I admire her so much. I know she currently is in South Africa. She and her husband run this organization where they have partnerships with, I believe, 13 Nobel Peace Laureates. And they work with children, K through 12, although now I believe they're developing a college program as well, to teach the skills that some of these Nobel Peace Laureates have put in place to be able to mitigate conflict and really to work towards peace. And I admire her because she is friends with two other people who I really admire, the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu.
Oh.
I'm like, Dawn, when can I go on a trip with you so that I can meet Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama? Because they are, talk about jovial, compassionate, loving people. If you haven't read the Book of Joy, it is a conversation between Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama, and it is life-changing, especially for all of you people out there like Kathy and I who want to change the world, who believe in paying it forward and spreading kindness. It takes a certain skill set. And these two men have been through, both of them, hell and back, and they continue to be able to show the utmost compassion to the world. And it is hilarious. Their conversations are hilarious. And it's just a book that it'll just blow your mind. It will be one that you don't soon forget.
Oh, and I love the Dalai Lama. And I just interviewed Brooke Jones a couple of weeks ago, and she is from the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation.
Yes.
And she also is very involved with the Dalai Lama and maybe doing some things in the future with them. And, it's just amazing how those people just move among us, and they just admire them so much. I'm with you on this. Wow.
And they're everyday people who just decided that they wanted to do something different for the world.
Yes.
They're everyday people.
And Adam Baca, if you're out there listening right now, I want you to connect with Lori, because Adam was a co-starter of A Day Without Hate in Colorado.
I love that. I love that.
And I just think that there would be some synergy there. Adam,
yeah, that sounds great.
Listening.
So reach out, Adam.
Reach out, Adam, because there's things happening around you that other people can get involved in. And he does a great job every year. This Day Without Hate, it's throughout all high schools all over the world now. I mean, it's just really, really amazing. So before we go, I want you to tell everyone how they can contact you, how they can get involved with the Greater Good Institute if that's something they're thinking about, and like your contact information that you feel comfortable.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a couple of ways. First, the website greatergoodinstitute.com. It's real simple, greatergoodinstitute.com. If you would like to reach out, you can go there and there's right on the front page at the bottom, there's a place for your name, and you can write me a note and send it to me. Or Perfect. You can find me on Facebook. Yeah. Again, Greater Good Institute. Let's see where else. You can find me on Facebook at Lori Heisler. Just look me up. And then my email, Lori at greatergoodinstitute.com.
Perfect. Because I will also post that on www.kathybacon.com. Lori will be under our past guests. I have a blog that I just post all their information. If you love this, please let me know, because I really appreciate the emails that I get from everyone about, oh, I loved your guest, or how do I didn't hear how to get a hold of them. Go to my website and you can find out all their information. I will post Lori's information, her contact information today when I get done with this, and I try to connect these two videos together. Gosh. But it's so nice that, people ask me all the time, how do you find your guests? How do you find your guests for What's Your Story Radio? And it's so funny. I've never really had to open up the phone book, or I've never had to look on and go, who do I need to have on next? Because what ends up happening every time is the right people contact me, we get in touch, something else happens. And I want you all to know that Denver Pay It Forward movement, it's a Facebook page, and I started it in 2011 with Carrie Ann Appleton, and we started together, and there were many things going on during that time, and then it kind of went in different directions where the bracelets were given out, and I just kept that sort of Facebook page going. Now Lori has taken it over because she is in Denver. She is a pay it forward kind of person. She is a love kind of person. She is a kind person. So she is doing that page. So go there, give it some love. Say hi to Lori there.
Yeah, and I haven't shared this with you, but in November, we're going to be doing a fun event. So for sure, come over and see us there. Yeah. I'm excited to share it with you.
My heart, good to know. I am still in the United States. I am coming to do that because it's just paying it forward is such a great way to just get out there and feel the love. I mean,
yes.
little events like that really make a
Yeah,
difference. So
it'll be
thank you.
fun.
I personally am so grateful for you to take that page and just keep it going in Denver.
Doesn't it feel so good when you connect with people who are just like-minded and like-hearted? It feels so good, Kathy.
Yes, I love it so much.
Who knew we had so much in common?
So
Well, thank you for your hard work and getting it started.
I just am so happy that you've taken it over, and I'm so happy for the Greater Good Institute. I'm so happy that the children of the world have you on their team,
Thank you.
really taking a look of what's happening and trying in your own way with your own time to make a difference and gathering and creating awareness around this issue of trafficking children. It really, I'm so happy to be in the world with you, and I can't tell you how grateful I am that you came on today to tell us all about this and lead us in a direction of just being aware. And that's really the most important thing, is that being aware of these sorts of things happening in our world and how we can just do a little bit of something to make a difference is just really fantastic. So.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, because it's always great when you have a platform to get your message out. I know you know that, right? Because it really does start with that. It's just getting the message out, creating awareness. And so I'm always thankful for that opportunity. And really, it's just been a lot of fun because we have so much in common, you and I.
Yeah, we do have so much in common. And I'm so grateful to be with you in the world. And I want to thank everyone that listened and, hung in there when we got interrupted. You will see the full video, I promise. What's Your Story is here. Be courageous. This is real people, real stories. No judgment. So contact me on my Facebook page if you have a story to tell, and I will give you my little link where you can go in and schedule your interview. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to hear your story. I am here for you. So thank you all so much for being here and listening to Lori today and the Greater Good Institute, and really go out into the world and make a difference in any way that you can, because it is up to us, each and every one of us. So thank you very much. And think about,
thank you, Kathy.
What's your story? What is your story?